Hello and welcome to our newscast. I'm Hwang Jie, live from Seoul. We start this morning with the latest on the deepening state affairs meddling scandal that has sent shockwaves through Korea. Choi Soon-sil, the woman at the center of it, and President Park Geun-hye's close friend, will be summoned by prosecutors on Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. Korea time. She arrived at Incheon International Airport on Sunday morning after hiding in Europe for nearly 2 months. Choi's daughter Jung Yura, who's suspected of receiving preferential treatment in her admission to Ewha Women's University, did not return with her mother. At a press conference, Choi's attorney said she is willing to cooperate with prosecutors.
My client has asked prosecutors to give her a day to rest so she can recuperate. My client will fully cooperate with the probe. She wants to convey her deepest apologies for causing disappointment and frustration to the public.
Choi's arrival is expected to speed up investigations into the numerous allegations she is facing, especially on meddling with state affairs. And 5 days after issuing an apology to the public over the allegations surrounding her close friend, President Park has accepted the resignations of several of her top aides. This came after tens of thousands of protesters took to the streets over the weekend, calling for the president to resign. The aides who got the axe had been under fire by opposition lawmakers and local media for helping Choi interfere in state affairs. Song Ji-sun reports.
In a massive shakeup on Sunday, President Park fired half of her secretaries. After having ordered all of her senior secretaries to submit resignation letters on Friday and spending the weekend listening to voices from the political and civic sides, it was Park's first act to take responsibility for the series of scandals for letting her confidant Choi Soon-sil have access to the nation's top secrets.
Recognizing the severity of the situation and to promptly respond to calls for a reshuffle, President Park has carried out a reshuffle of her secretaries. All senior presidential secretaries as well as the chief of staff have submitted resignation letters. But considering the circumstances of state affairs, the president has accepted those from the chief of staff and the senior secretaries for policy coordination, political affairs, civil affairs, and public affairs.
Those with links to scandal are all stepping down, including Civil Affairs Top Secretary Woo Byung-woo, Senior Policy Coordination Secretary An Jong-bum, as well as one of Park's closest advisors, Chung Ho-sung, who is suspected of handing classified documents to Choi Soon-sil. Only 2 appointees have been named for the posts of Civil Affairs and Public Affairs, with the top office saying a follow-up announcement will be made at an early date. All eyes are on next move, whether the president will continue with a cabinet reshuffle or other measures to respond to political and public demands. Culture Vice Minister Kim Jong, who is widely considered a key liaison of Choi, also submitted his resignation letter on Sunday. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.
And in an attempt to resolve the ongoing scandal, the floor leaders of Korea's ruling main and minor opposition parties will meet with National Assembly Speaker Chung Se-kyun this morning. The ruling Saenuri Party is likely to bring up the idea of forming a new cabinet based on bipartisan efforts, but this is likely to be resisted as the main opposition Democratic Party of Korea and the minor People's Party have already said that uncovering the truth over allegations surrounding President Park's close friend is more important at this point. The meeting was originally set to take place to discuss the state budget plan for next year to pass it by its December 2nd deadline. With just over 1 week to go until the U.S. presidential election, a new poll released on Sunday shows Hillary Clinton's lead over Donald Trump has narrowed to a single point. Kim Mo-kyun tells us more.
The latest Washington Post and ABC News poll shows Trump has pulled within a point of Clinton with 45%, while Clinton had 46% in a 4-way race. Gary Johnson received 4% and Jill Stein garnered 2%. Clinton's lead has tumbled by a staggering 12 percentage points compared to the same poll released last week, possibly affected by the escalating controversy about her email scandal. Without the inclusion of third-party candidates, her lead increases to 3 points. The poll comes amid revelations about newly discovered emails that may be pertinent to the FBI's investigation into Clinton's private email server. On Friday, the Bureau announced that it would review newly discovered emails belonging to Huma Abedin, one of Clinton's closest aides, on a laptop computer she shared with her estranged husband, former Democratic Congressman Anthony Weiner. Weiner has been in the center of controversy for allegedly sexting with a 15-year-old girl. Regarding the latest findings, the poll found more than 6 in 10 voters say the news will make no difference in their vote, while 3 in 10 say it makes them less likely to back Clinton. The poll was held on a random sample of some 1,200 adults surveyed by telephone from October 25th to October 28. It has a margin of error of plus or minus 3 percentage points. Kim Mok-yeon, Arirang News.
A powerful 6.6 magnitude earthquake jolted central Italy on Sunday, the strongest tremor to hit the country in more than 3 decades. Italy's Civil Protection Agency said the epicenter was located near Norcia. It was the same area hit by 2 earthquakes last week and close to the area where a deadly earthquake killed nearly 300 people in August. Some 20 people were injured and the metro in Rome has been shut down. The head of Italy's National Civil Protection Agency said no deaths have been reported, but there had been extensive damage to many historic buildings. Prime Minister Matteo Renzi promised everything will be rebuilt, saying the government has the resources. And that wraps it up for now. Thank you for watching. I'm Hwang Jie, and do join us again at 10 a.m. Korea time for more news updates with Mark Broom, and goodbye.